It's time now for Holtzford's Highlights. Keep those highlights coming our way by sending yours to David Holtzford at the email address on your screen. We open this week's highlights with not one, but two long-distance touchdowns that earned their way into the AHSAA record books. We take you first to Class 3A first-round playoff game with midfield at Mars Hill Friday night. Junior defensive back Isaiah Owens had 3 interceptions during the game, including this pick 6, which he returned 105 yards for a touchdown. He outlegged the midfield Patriots on his spectacular return and finished the night with 141 return yards on all 3 interceptions as Mars Hill rolled to a 69-40 win over the visiting Patriots. Caden Chandler also rushed for 119 yards and 4 touchdowns, and William Mann completed 8 of 9 passes for 153 yards and 3 scores as the Panthers advanced to this week's second round of the AHSAA Class 3A playoffs. Pleasant Grove High School, coached by Daryl LeBeau, posted a 61-21 victory over Strawn in the first round of the Class 4A playoffs last week, thanks in part to an explosive offense highlighted by a record-tying 99-yard touchdown on a simple screen pass. Leading 14-0 in the first half on 2 short runs by Colin Moore, the Spartans found themselves backed up to their own 1-yard line when LeBeau called on quarterback Caleb Freeman to run a simple screen pass. Turned out to be sensational. Freeman took the pass behind the line and in the end zone, broke down the field, cutting through the Bulldogs' defense, finding a seam near the 30-yard line, and raced untouched the rest of the way for his 3rd TD of the night. While he ran over 100 yards with the reception, it officially was 99 yards from the line of scrimmage, which ties the AHSAA state record for the longest pass. Ironically, the Spartans had another 99-yarder last season. Pleasant Grove led 42-7 by halftime and cruised to a 61-21 win to move into this week's second round of the AHSAA state playoffs to host St. Michael Catholic. Alabama Christian Academy, coached by Michael Summers, staged an incredible comeback to defeat unbeaten Glenwood 46-42 Friday night in the first round of the Class 3A state playoffs. The Gators, in their first season in the AHSAA, jumped out to a 20-0 lead early and led 35-13 in the second quarter before the visiting Eagles began their dramatic comeback effort. Running back David Ortiz Ramirez rushed for 282 yards and scored 3 touchdowns for ACA, and quarterback Christian Snipes contributed a critical 61-yard touchdown pass to AC Walters early in the 4th quarter, setting up a final surge with Walters scoring 2 more TDs on 1-yard runs to seal the win. Glenwood was one of 17 teams entering the playoffs unbeaten and was the only unbeaten team to fall in the first round. Alabama Christian advances to the second round this week to host Bayside Academy at Faulkner University in Montgomery. Birmingham's Winona High School Dragons, coached by Nicholas Howard, went on the road to Russellville in the first round of the 5A state playoffs and escaped with a 30-28 overtime win. Russellville initially gained momentum with key plays by Cam Finese, who racked up 137 rushing yards to take a 22-8 lead at halftime. Winona mounted a comeback in the second half, capitalizing on turnovers and steady drive. The Dragons tied the game 22-22 late in the 4th quarter and got the ball in the first overtime. In the extra period, Winona took the lead on a 4th and 6 pass play, followed by a successful 2-point conversion to take a 30-22 lead. Tigers quarterback Whit Goodwin completed a short TD pass to Javon Puss to pull Russellville within 2 points at 30-28. On the 2-point conversion try, however, the Dragons stopped Russellville just a foot short of the end zone to seal the win. Mekhi Fowler led Winona's offense with 208 rushing yards, helping the Dragons move into this week's second round with a home game Friday night versus Moody in the AHSAA TV Network WOTM playoff game of the week. We move south to Mobile for our next highlight with Baker High School hosting Hewitt-Trussville in a Class 7A first-round playoff clash. The Hornets relied on their staunch defense to pull out a 17-14 win over the Huskies in double overtime. The playoff win was the first for Baker in 40 years to become Region 1's only team to move to the second round this week. The defensive battle saw both teams struggle to score in regulation, with the game tied 7-7 at the end of the 4th quarter. In the first overtime, each team scored quickly. Hewitt-Trussville on a pass from Noah Dobbins to Dylan Cope for the touchdown, and Baker with Jawan Springs running in a touchdown. In the second overtime, Baker settled for a 22-yard field goal. Hewitt's ensuing possession ended dramatically when a high snap on the 4th down allowed Baker's Quintarius Robinson to make a game-saving tackle. Baker's LeGermany Treywick set the tone with a critical fourth down sack early on, and the Hornets prevented Hewitt from gaining any first downs in the fourth quarter. Springs, playing on both offense and defense, also had a key interception in regulation. With this win, Baker advances to face Region 2 fourth seed Enterprise, a 32-21 winner over Austin, in the 7A quarterfinals this week at Bill Bacon Stadium. Number 4 seed UMS Wright, coached by Hall of Famer Terry Curtis, pulled off a first-round shocker for the second year in a row, beating Region 3 number 1 seed Demopolis 21-7 in the Class 5A playoffs Friday. Last year, the Bulldogs were a number 4 seed and knocked off Central Clay County. This year, 6 number 4 seeds won over number 1 seeds, while 46 number 1 seeds posted wins. Denton Elliott had a big game for UMS Wright, hauling in a pair of TD passes as the Bulldogs advanced to the second round for the 14th straight year. Johnny Megginson had a key defensive play, blitzing through the line of scrimmage to swat an interception, a Demopolis pass, which he returned for a touchdown. The Bulldogs also executed a perfect double pass trick play, adding a touchdown as quarterback Max Fowler tossed a pass to Bo Wills behind the line of scrimmage, who then delivered a perfect strike to Elliott for the score. UMS Wright hosts Andalusia in round 2 Friday night in Mobile. And that'll wrap us up for this week's edition of AHSAA TV Weekly. We'll be back next week with more playoff football action.